Let's plan a brand new month together. I love being able to take a few minutes and evaluate my last 30, 28, 31 days and seeing what went well, what didn't go well, and what can I bring forward or change and pivot for the next 30 days that I have. Kind of feels like I get to push the reset button on my goals and my desires. And I really get to understand what I can do differently moving forward. Otherwise, I find that a lot of us get to the end of a quarter, we get to the end of the year, and we figure out what I really wanted to achieve this goal or hit this goal, but it didn't happen for me. And I don't know why. And when we don't evaluate over shorter periods of time, a lot of the times we will get a little lost at the end of the year and feel like we're repeating our year over and over again. So taking a little bit of time to figure out what is going well and what's not going well within your life, within your business or your workplace, or to figure out what's going well in your finances is such a good opportunity. And it literally takes no time at all. So first things first is write down what really went well this last month for you. You can either go through pictures, you can either just do it off top of memory. What went really well? What are you celebrating over these last 30 days that you were just really excited about? This also gives me opportunity to look at budget. This gives me an opportunity to look at my spending and my earnings, especially if it makes you feel good. I love looking at my money because it makes me feel good. If you are not the type of person that doesn't make you feel good, don't look at it then for now. Look at the things that make you and bring you joy and happiness, because what you focus on will expand. So we want to focus on the aspects that you are really excited about. We want to focus on the areas that you feel really proud of. So when you are sitting down and looking at the last 30 days, what went really well for you? How many new clients did you bring on? What new money came in for you? If you're doing the money tracking system, if you're in my programs, you know what that means. What is all of the fun things that have come in the last 30 days for you? Really focus on that. Next piece, where did you fall off? So I know for me, when I am thinking about the next version of Ashley, when I am practicing stepping into my next version of Ashley, I like to do, where did I fall off? Where did the old version kind of peek her head in? And how did I make decisions over the last couple of days? I like to evaluate that, because as we are doing something we've never done before, as we are practicing and tracking our progress on things, our old version of ourselves is going to peek in. Because remember, our brain wants to keep us safe. Our brain does not like newness in a lot of ways, because we don't know if it's going to end our life or not. That's what our brain thinks about. Our brain is built for survival. Our brain doesn't like us doing too many new things because it will assume that it is not safe for us. So in this instance, I want you to kind of figure out, where are the things that you fell off for the month? Where is the old version of you that popped through and that made decisions, whether from a scarcity mentality or from a fear mentality? And the reason that I like doing this is because this is a good way to say, they popped in again. They came back. I made this decision based on this. And then you learn from it. And in the future, we decide to choose differently in the future. When we're doing things that we've never done before, the old version of us is going to want to keep us in the old position, because that is what we are comfortable with. That is what we know. That is what we know keeps us safe. So doing something differently, doing outreaches, speaking in front of people that are live, whatever the things that you are trying, going on dates, whatever it is that you're trying to do in your life, when we step out of our comfort zone, our old version of ourselves is going to pull us back. So once we know that and can recognize that, we can kind of work with ourselves to say, listen, we are ready for the new version of ourselves. We are going to act differently in these situations moving forward. This is also can be ways that you figure out what you've invested. This can be ways where you can figure out where or what you want to do in the future. You can future cast. I kind of just like saying what went well and what didn't go well. Next thing that you are going to do is figure out if you were to think about, if you and I were to sit at the end of this upcoming month and you were to paint me the picture of what your life looks like in detail, that I could literally picture when you were explaining this to me, I could literally envision myself walking through your life. What would that look like? What would your life be? What would your personal life be like? What would your financial life be like? What would your personal life and your business life and your workplace life, like what would it look like to you if you at the end of this month you were to be so excited about? Write those things down. Is it a certain number that you're trying to achieve? Is it a certain amount of dates that you're trying to go on? Is it a certain amount of clients you're trying to acquire? Are you trying to shed or release weight? What are the things that you would be so excited about at the end of 30 days that you could not wait to tell me, the world, your best friend, your parents, whatever it may be, that you would want to shout it to the rooftops, that you'd want to make a full video about it? What would be some of the goals that you are trying to focus on? Free-write them. Why I love doing this is because so many times people will come to me and say, I don't know what to focus on. I don't know what goals I want to achieve. So said another way, I like saying, what does your lifestyle look like? What would be something that you would really enjoy to be doing at the end of 30 days? What would you feel really accomplished about doing? What would you feel like you're gaining progress on? And just write them down. There's no judgment here. No one's seeing this. No one's looking at this. You're just free writing all the things that you would love to have happened by the end of the month. Then you're going to take this list and you are going to circle 3 big goals that no matter what you would like to happen in 30 days. 3. Now, again, I know all of the things that you wrote in your list, or maybe you're having a hard time writing, but I know that you have a lot of desires and focuses and things that you want to do. Just pick 3. That's it. Now, these are going to be outcomes that you are working towards, something that we know that we can track, that we can have progress to. So you're going to pick 3 of them. And then now under each of those 3, I want you to brain dump all the things that you have control over, that if you were to do from a daily or weekly basis, that there would be no way that you could guarantee that you would achieve in your business, in your life, in your personal life, in your workplace, whatever it is, in your health and in your fitness. If you are like, I know that if I only focus on these couple of things, I know I will achieve it. There's no doubt in my mind that if these are the only things that I need to focus on, I will achieve my goals no matter what. So many of the times I see people focusing on 100 different things, or on the other side, they have no idea what to focus on to help them achieve or move them forward to where they want to go. The biggest thing that I tell people all the time in my programs is that it's not about perfection. It's not. It's about progress. It's about telling yourself, if I just do these little things on a day-to-day basis, this will get me closer to my ultimate goal of what I'm going for. And it's funny because I love studying entrepreneurs. I love studying and listening to other entrepreneurs. And I remember one time this entrepreneur said he's like a dog chasing a car, that he would never know what to do if he actually caught the car, if he actually got to the car. Now, I think of it this way, that if you're, let's say, a dog chasing a car and you got to this car, there's going to be another car that comes right after that. Humans innately want to grow and expand. Just look at nature around us. We are built to grow and expand and continue to be moving and growing. The difference is we all think that once we get to the end result, once we cross the finish line, it is going to do or change something different in us. What we forget about is falling in love with the process of getting to the end result. Because the end result or the goal post or the goal or end goal line will always change. It's like if you were to think about a goal back in the day that you could not wait to achieve. You were so excited. You could not wait to get to that. Maybe it's buying your first car. Maybe it was going to college. Maybe it was asking someone out on a date. There was a time in your life where you could not, like you had a goal and you achieved it and you could not wait. Now, looking back, you've probably achieved lots of different goals in your life since that point. It wasn't like you achieved that goal and you lean back and you're like, I made it. I mean, maybe you have, because I see a lot of people doing that before they join the program of like, I want to get back up to that level. But this is where we want to fall back in love with the process of getting to the end result, the process of falling in love. And most people don't know what it is to focus on, which is where we get a little tripped up, where we get a little tongue-tied, because so much of the time we focus on the end result. So on a day-to-day basis, if you're like, I want to make $5, $10, $15, $100,000 a month, and every day comes, day goes, day comes, day goes, and you're no closer to that 100,000, you're sitting to yourself and you're starting to think, I'm behind. I'm never going to achieve this goal. See, you set this goal and then it never happens. What we miss out, the piece that we miss out, is what we have control over, the tactics that we do on a daily and weekly basis that help us get closer to our end result. Those are what you need to fall in love with. Those are what you need to celebrate. Those are what you need to fall in love with doing and feeling accomplished after you've done them. Even if right now the money isn't here and you maybe have been doing your tactics and doing the things on a weekly basis, even if you haven't seen it, it's like a garden and you plant seeds, you know that those tomatoes are coming up. You know that you need to water it. You know, you need to give it enough sunlight. You know that you need to make sure that the soil is good. There's so many different things that you need to do to make sure that tomato grows. But you don't dig up the tomato the first day that you plant it and be like, why isn't it growing? Why isn't it here? We focus on the watering. We focus on the care of that seed. That care of that seed is the tactics that you focus on from a daily and weekly perspective. That is what you need to fall back in love with. So when we're going into a new month, you have a new goals that's in alignment with what you want. Maybe it's a little bit more of a stretch from what you've done the month before. So if you know what you've done the month before, maybe now you're going for a little bit more the next month. Maybe you understand that you haven't achieved what you wanted to do the month before. So you're saying, okay, let's refocus and figure out why we didn't hit that. What can we do differently? Or is this even something that's important to us? What work do we need to do to get to that point? Maybe it's mindset. Maybe it's tactics. Maybe it's making sure that we have the right systems and processes in place. What got in the way? We don't want to judge ourselves for why we didn't achieve the goals from previous months. We just want to understand what got in the way, what happened, so that we're able to, in the month ahead of time, either learn from it or be able to recover faster because now we know what to do. The best things when I first started each of my businesses that I, in the moment, was not exciting, but what looking back was really something I look forward to, was when things didn't go well in business. When, there was opportunities for me to learn about how to create systems and processes when the event happened. It's like some of my clients come to me and they have delinquent payments, or let's say that their clients aren't paying on time or they continue. What happens is they learn how to create systems and processes from the experiences that they're going through right now. Instead of looking at something that's super negative and you're super frustrated, which you have every right to be, because I would be frustrated as well too. And that is a very human emotion and reaction to something that feels frustrating. Lean into why you're frustrated, what happens from the frustration, and then say, why is this the best thing that ever happened to me? The best thing that this ever happened to me was because I now can learn from this, get better. So the future things, I have systems and processes. I know how to handle this. Maybe it takes a little more time and energy in the beginning, but it's not going to take time and energy in the future. And maybe just putting in a little bit of work now will prevent it I'm doing a lot of work later on. My business is huge and I have lots of clients and lots of things that I'm doing. And I don't have time to figure out the nuances or create the systems and processes. Or you hire someone to help you with that. Maybe that's an area in your business or in your life that shines light to, hey, I'm not a 10 out of 10 on this, on the scale, and I don't want to learn how to get better at this. I might as well delegate this or hire someone who can help me create these systems and processes within my business. So I love doing this because this is one way to help you make sure, are we on track or are we behind? And it allows us to approach what we've been doing with a level of curiosity around, okay, if this didn't work, why? So many times we judge ourselves. We're not there. We're failures. We're not enough. We're not all these stories that our brain loves to throw at us versus this is just data. We can choose to look at this data from a positive perspective, or we can look at it through a negative perspective. That is all your choice. And I know in the moment it may not feel like that, and that's okay. Understand what feelings and emotions are coming up when you're going through that experience. What are you afraid will happen? What are you experiencing? What emotions are you feeling? A lot of times it's fear-based. A lot of times it's scarcity-based, especially if we're running a business. So look at your past 30 days with curiosity, with a sense of childish curiosity, so you can plan your next 30 days and be like, what am I really excited to achieve now? What have I achieved in the last month? What can I achieve this month? And I'm not going to have the belief or the feeling that I'm behind. I'm going to have the feeling of I'm exactly where I need to be. And I have so much opportunity and so much more in front of me that so much could change for me in this next 30 days. That's what I remember being so excited about when I first started business, was there was so much newness and potential and excitement when it came to like your world can change in such a short period of time. It can be a positive change or it could be a negative change. But just that thought of so much can change in such a short period of time, I wanted to breathe life back into you in an excitement way and some structure that you know what it is that you're focused on. And I'm so excited to see how your next 30 days goes for you. I love you. I'll see you in the next video.